So in today's video, I shall be delineating Saul Kripke's alternative theory of proper name. Having refuted the theory of descriptivism, Kripke then proceeds to offer his own theory of proper name that Kripke would rather call the better picture than descriptivism. Uh, On page number 299, on the left bottom side, you will find how Kripke is explaining a speaker's usage of a proper name to refer to something or someone by means of initial baptism and causal chains. So Kripke's theory is initial baptism. Theory of proper name uh, has been explained by initial baptism and causal chains. And what is this all about? Let's try to understand it. Uh, Someone, let's say a baby is born and his parent call him by a certain name. Say for example Richard. And now these parents is talking about their baby to their friends. And those friends meet another set of people. Uh, Thus the name Richard is spread by links. I mean, from link to link. The name Richard is spread from link to link as if by a chain. Okay, now imagine a speaker who is at the far end of the chain, who has heard of the name Richard, who has heard about Richard, maybe using the name to refer to Richard without knowing that from whom he first heard of Richard. Alright, so the idea here is there is a causal link between the initial use of a name and the subsequent uses of later users, later speakers. So it is the causal link that determines how a speaker's usage of a proper name determines the referent. It is the causal link, remember, not the speaker's grasp of the descriptive content of the proper name that determines which thing his use of the proper name refers to. That is why Kripke calls this a better picture than descriptivism, than the description theory. So how the referent is determined? Not by the description corresponding the proper name. When we learn descriptivism, theory of proper name, there we had the idea that a referent is determined by the descriptive content of proper name. Frege would call that the definite description, corresponding definite description of a proper name enable us to pick out the particular entity or the referent of the proper name. Russell would call the description fixes the reference. Rejecting all these sorts of notion, Kripke straightforwardly he is asserting that it is the causal link that determines speaker's use of the proper name to determine its referent, not the descriptive content of the proper name. He very clearly mentions this. So this is what is all about initial baptism and causal link. So initial baptism means an entity or something may be named by ostension initially, or the reference of the name may be fixed by a description. When the name is passed from link to link, the receiver of the name, uh, when he learns it, to use it with the same reference as the man from whom he heard it. I mean, this actually is the quote from Kripke's lecture. So I would like to repeat the quote again. I mean, Kripke's own sentences. I quote, "A rough statement of a theory," means initial baptism. He's talking about initial baptism and causal link. A rough statement of a theory might be the following: an initial baptism takes place. Here the object may be named by ostension. Okay, or the description. When the name is passed from link to link, the receiver of the name must, I think, intend when he learns it to use when he learns it to use it with the same reference as the man from whom he heard it. So Kripke does not claim, unquote, okay, Kripke does not claim that this is an analysis of the notion of reference. It takes the notion of intending to use the same reference as a given. Hope you understand the idea. The whole idea is, initially an object is named by ostension, and then the name is spread through the causal chain, from link to link. Okay, and this is the analysis of the notion. This is not the analysis of the reference. It is just the notion of how a speaker's usage of a proper name determines the referent. It's simply through causal chain. Actually, Kripke causal chain theory appeals to our common sense theory, isn't it? So this is all about the idea of causal initial baptism and causal chain. Kripke would like to call it a better picture than descriptivism. So I would like to wind up today's video, and in the next video I shall be elaborating this a little bit in detail, and I shall be covering how Kripke would be explaining identity statement, okay, having co-referential terms. So for now I would like to wind up here.